David Sutherland is Course Superintendent at Bingara Gorge Golf Course, a par 72, 18-hole course designed by Australian golf course architect Graham Marsh. The course is an integrated part of a lifestyle and leisure community called Bingara Gorge in Sydney's southwest, near Wilton by the foothills of the Southern Highlands. David uses growing degree days to determine when to apply different turf applications for denser, healthier turf. Growing degree days are a measure of heat accumulation, which can be used to predict plant and animal development rates, such as the date that a flower will bloom or a crop will reach maturity. It's a mathematical calculation. You take the maximum temperature in a 24-hour period. That's the maximum temperature during the day. Add that to the minimum temperature in a 24-hour period. That's the minimum temperature overnight. And then take the average of those two temperatures, divide by 2, and subtract a base temperature from the total. The base temperature is set by the researchers who have created the models. The T-base is the temperature below which biological activity ceases. For example, cool season grasses, it's at 0 degrees centigrade. Warm season grasses are between 4 and 10 degrees centigrade. Here's an example with a temperature base, or T-base, of 0. We have a series of days here with minimum and maximum temperatures. If we do the calculation, we can see the growing degrees we are getting each day. The second step is to accumulate the numbers to get a running total. And you can see that we have 128 growing degree days. Using base 0, we are not subtracting anything from the average. Let's use another example where the base is 10. We will use the same set of maximum and minimum temperatures, but this time we will subtract the base, which gives us much lower numbers, and when we accumulate that, we reach fewer growing degree days. How do we use it in practical terms? The daily growing degree day values are added together until a specified target is reached, and that's the trigger for taking a certain action on our turf grass. For example, here are 3 models all designed for a growth regulator on putting greens. First is a model from the USA, commonly used in Australia for the use of Trinexapac ethyl on cool season putting greens and a base temperature of 0. When the accumulation of growing degree days hit 200, that is the time to apply the product. The same model in the UK has a base temperature of 6 and a target of 130 growing degree days. And finally, another USA model for warm season couch grass putting greens, which has a base temperature of 10.
So I use growing degree days for my PGR applications. So that's Primo and Paclo. For me, it's just been a great management tool to keep the playing surface on the greens consistent. So for people that don't know growing degree days, it's basically the accumulative of your average temperature. So there's different levels for different chemistry, but yeah, with the Primo, it's every 200 growing degree days. So basically once your accumulative total gets to 200, then you know you're due to spray your next application. It's only short, like little rates of Primo. It's only sort of 400 mils every 200 growing degree days, which works well. So then the Paclo is obviously a different chemistry. So growing degree days are a little different with that. So instead of being 200, I go that off 300. Thankfully, we are quite clean. Probably, yeah, like to say we're probably 99% bent grass, which is good. It's just been a good management tool to, 1, curb the growth and 2, keep the power at bay. It's worked quite well. Coming into the spring, summer period, I'll drop the Paclo out and just run Primo over to summertime. And then once summer's over, that'll be sort of the transition into my other phase, where I'll bring the Paclo back in. And then once I'm sort of happy with the growth control, then I'll drop the Primo out and just run Paclo for the rest of the winter time and the autumn. When I first started, disease was quite prevalent. We had dollar spot virtually every 2 weeks. I think, yeah, running it like that and getting the plant sort of a lot healthier and sort of not coming out of regulation, going back into regulation has been a big tool for me.